This is Garnet, the Inquisitive Veteran, back for another video. Today I wanted to talk about NASA and its relevance today. So, the other day I was on Facebook, and I saw a picture, and it was, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, like their orbital patterns, and it looked like a spirograph had been drawn over the top of it, and it said, these are all the near-Earth asteroids that could wipe out civilization. You think NASA is non-essential today? And either on this side or this side, I'll have the picture if I can figure out how to edit it in. So, but I believe that NASA's probably one of the most essential agencies that we have in America. We take a lot of the technologies for granted. I mean, NASA has a thing that they call spin-off technologies, where they'll start working on something and then they'll license it out to another company to continue to develop for commercial use. Like, if you're a parent and you're watching this and you think NASA's non-essential and you use absorbent diapers, got some bad news for you. That was developed by NASA. Makes your life easier. If you have anyone in your family who's ever been diagnosed early with breast cancer, you can thank the slight mess up in the Hubble Space Telescope that they had to go up and fix, because since the images were blurry, but they had a good idea at one point, and then they figured out exactly, but they had a good idea of how the images were skewed. They came up with code that was able to unskew the images to a certain degree. That was put into the giant mammogram machines that crush the titties and scan them. Save the titties. Hell, if you work power tools, you know how you don't get much torque when you push it in unless it's caught on something? Thank NASA. They came up with the idea that, hey, we need something that's a cordless drill that doesn't have really any recoil, and that's where it came from. But people, so that's my personal belief, but I read the comments, and people are like, well, what could NASA do to save the Earth if they detected an asteroid, or would they even tell us? Well, if they had no plan to stop it, they probably wouldn't tell us. But that's the issue. NASA can come up with a plan. They actually already have plans in place. They just need to have the funding to do it. Like the Rosetta mission, where the ESA landed on, that comet. We could do that. We have the technology. But people are like, oh, NASA, they can't do anything. Well, the best analogy I could come up with is, it's like having someone go run a marathon, but you've shackled their feet. And the entire time that they're running, you're running alongside them like, ho, you can't run very fast. Huh, you're not a good runner. Yeah, but they're being limited. I mean, NASA gets, 0.5% of our national budget? The military gets 54%. NASA should have at least 5% of our overall budget. I mean, you get returns in everyday life. The technologies that they could unlock that we need to go to, back to the moon to establish a colony if we wanted to go there, or to Mars, or to send stuff further and faster out into space. These are technologies that we need to develop to get out there that would play into everyday life, like recycling technology. Say NASA's mission was to go to Mars. Well, they're going to have to recycle pretty much everything. So why don't we fund them for that? I get it. America, we have the strongest military on Earth. Fuck what Trump said. We still have the strongest military. 54%. If I spent 54% of every paycheck on alcohol, you'd call me an alcoholic, so why aren't we calling ourselves waraholics? But I digress. So why don't we fund NASA? That's a question I've always had. We could go so much further with them. and they're so relevant, but people in everyday life don't think about these things. We need to invest in them because it's investing in our future. What say we kick it up to 5% with a couple ideas, focuses for them. One, get us to Mars, get at least a few humans to Mars, and establish a colony, or at least to the moon, so we can start building a space port there, which would allow us to launch further into space. Asteroid detection and deflection, because that's like very self-centered. We need to do that. I mean, look at what happened to the dinosaurs. Please tell me you believe in dinosaurs. But, they didn't have a space program. They got wiped out. And, develop technologies that will benefit everyday life for all Americans that we can sell. That would put us on top of everything. That would put us at the head of engineering and technologies on the entire world. But no one wants to do that. Like, why? But that's just my thought for right now. I'm going to do another video on this next time about some of the drawbacks to NASA and why I think people are afraid to invest in NASA's future. But until then, if you like my video and you want to contribute to how I see the world and get your voice heard, leave a comment below. If you liked the video or you didn't like the video, rate me with a thumbs up or thumb down, and please subscribe. This is the Inquisitive Veteran, poppin' smoke.